Welcome to Wildspire. You get to be a fly on the wall for my intimate conversations with entrepreneurs who are changing the world. I'm your host, Stephanie Benedetto, coach, storyteller, and unmarketer at The Awakened Business, helping coaches and change-making entrepreneurs unleash their inspired message and share it with playful unmarketing. I'll ask curious questions and explore uncharted waters with my guest today. Anything can happen when we step into the unknown of infinite creativity, and that's where we're going to play. My guest today is Jenny Gaitelband. When we get together, I so enjoy our conversations because we naturally slow, and Jenny has this energy that is both fierce and strong, yet quiet and grounded. I think that's the perfect energy for a conversation like the one we have about fear. Jenny shares from her unique perspective of living in Israel during a time of war. Jenny Gaitelband is a mentor and coach for managers and CEOs to move from burnout, stress, and high stress to find clarity and meaning in a tailor-made life and career. Jenny is a member of the European Organization for Psychotherapy and a graduate of the Coaching Academy in Canada. She has over 12 years and 10,000 hours of experience in therapy, supervision, and coaching with individuals and groups. And she's a graduate of Wingate College for sports trainers. She has a background as a sportswoman as well in her past. I invite you to enjoy this beautiful conversation with Jenny Gaitelband. Hi, Jenny. It's so wonderful to be here with you today.
I'm honored. I'm really honored to be with you.
So I'm going to start with a little story because it's alive for me today. And then you can tell me what you hear in it. This is a little slightly embarrassing, but I will share it anyway. So this morning, as I'm getting ready, I'm looking at my teeth. Now, it's been a little while since I've done anything for my teeth because I'm living in Portugal and, have immigrated here. So my last cleaning, whatever, has been in the United States, and it's been a little while. And I'm like, what's on my tooth? And I decide to get out my powerful mirror and look, and I'm like, my God, there's like a film of something on my tooth, like that I can get off. And it was gray. And I think it has to do with the toothpaste I've been using, which has clay in it or something, which sounds crazy, right? There's clay stuck to my teeth in a toothpaste that's designed to get to keep my teeth clean. But what's interesting to me about it, Jenny, is that I started feeling fear. Oh my God, what does that mean? I have a lot of thinking about my teeth and what it means if someone sees that my teeth aren't perfectly white and all of these things. And then it starts to spiral and it starts to go into fear about other things. And I know what's happening. So I started thinking about what do I know about fear? And I started thinking about a conversation with you and asking you what you know about fear. Because I remember you telling me that one of the things you did with your clients was, can I mention this? Yeah, okay, I thought so. Like, I didn't check this with Jenny first. That you invited them to go into a hole in the ground with a straw to breathe through, to notice their thinking, to notice how they feel their thinking and how it comes and goes, and to be with it. So I thought you would be a perfect person to ask and explore this with today. What do you hear in what I'm saying? What occurs to you about fear? And we can go wherever we go from there.
How human it is for us to want to be liked, how human it is for us to want to be belong, to be accepted, to be loved, to be part of. To stay whole, to stay alive, to feel that we have power within us to go through life. And how it's so human for us to feel valuable and to know that we are valuable. And on the other side, to meet the fear that we will not be accepted, loved, belong to where we think we want to belong to. And it's so human of us to feel afraid of uncertainty and the idea of being hopeless and or to meet with the idea that we don't have something valuable to contribute where we want to contribute. And somewhere there, we navigate our lives. And that it's very human of us to have both. Yeah. And I thought about courage. Yeah. You say, I want to be more courageous. Or more, we don't want to be vulnerable, but when we want to stay close, it's kind of an invitation to do that, to be honest. So for me, courage became the idea of to feel fear and to walk with it like a good friend. To feel fear when it comes with thoughts. Yeah. Do I have a shelter near me? To check out that I'm doing the reasonable things to stay alive. and to meet the parts where it's not my decision anymore, where it's not in my hands, and to surrender to that. To understand that we are mortal, and to let it inspire me as a door to the now, to today. Yeah. Because even if my teeth are like that, but it's my last day that I can broadcast, I will do that. Yeah. It's a no-brainer there. And if it will be valuable, nobody will notice anything else except the value in what I bring. But it can definitely take us back. Yeah. If we will decide that my teeth are not perfect today, let's do it in next week. And it's a privilege if we can sleep to the idea, or I will call it, it's a privilege to fall asleep that we are mortal. It means that reality is saying, okay, stable enough. If you want to, you can awake yourself, but you can keep on going. Yeah. And it means that nothing actually touches the areas to remind us that we're mortal. But I never met a person that didn't meet at least once the calling that we are mortal. At least in this body. But this calling is actually a door for us to wake up to the idea that we can love now. And it will be a good idea to show up and love. I never met an 80-year-old or a 90-year-old that said, oh, I should have bought this chair and not the other chair. I should have had another car. But I did meet enough people that in their 60s, 70s, 80s, they pointed themselves to the idea, I didn't love enough. I didn't pay attention to the opportunity to show my love or to show up and love more.
You know, I feel like I want to give some context around this conversation with you that someone who's watching or listening might not otherwise have. And at the same time, this is a conversation about being human, from one human to another. Now, you may never have been worried about your teeth. I don't know. But you've been worried about something, big or small, because we all have. And I say this because I'm listening to you, and you talk about walking with fear like a friend. I hear also walking with our mortality, walking with death like a friend, a call to love. And the context I wanted to give is that, my friend Jenny, you are in Jerusalem now, yes? Close?
Caesarea is in Israel too.
So in
Close.
Israel, close. In Israel, where the threat to your life is a real one, daily. And on the one hand, I can make that very important, very scary, bigger than, if you put like the tooth fear that I put up right next to it, like, really, Stephanie? And but what's interesting for us humans is that fear is fear. It feels like fear. It feels like I'm going to die. Now, what do I mean by that? So yes, I think that what a unique situation you are in to find a way to walk with that, to dance with that, to love in the midst of everything that you are experiencing. And the people around you who maybe don't see it that same way, who may be hurting. And I know that when people hurt inside, they are more likely to hurt others and themselves. And at the same time, as my heart is with you, my heart is with all of us who have this war inside of us and don't know what's going on in that moment. So what arises in you for that, Jenny? I would love to hear.
It's amazing. It's amazing that I thought that if I will think about every area of my life, it's my choice to see if it's dangerous or safe enough for this moment. Is it dangerous to walk out of the house and sit in the car? 13 years ago, I sat in the car. I went from work to my house. And yes, it was dangerous because somebody fell asleep on the wheel and bumped into my car and the car behind us in 80 kilometers per an hour. So I discovered that the road can be a place where things can happen, and they happened. So is it dangerous to public speak? Yeah. Or is it dangerous to have your own business? Is it dangerous to give birth? Is it dangerous? Yeah. And I said, it's not safe or dangerous. But there are points where you say it will be very useful to bring my awareness and my presence to where I am and to use my common sense. In the road, to think before I talk. Not only when I do public speaking, but when I do parenting too. Yeah. To bring my awareness and my common sense. To check out if I'm if I'm full of fear. Not to act right now. Not to talk right now. Just with the understanding that I can hurt me or somebody else from this state. Because I'm not here. I'm not present. I cannot take responsibility because I don't have right now the ability to actually respond to what's going on in front of me. So somebody said, if only people knew not to act from a dark place. That if they feel darkness is overwhelming them, or they're too tired, too anxious, do not, or try to act as little as you can. Don't show up.
This is something that in our clear moments, I think we know this. It's in the moments of darkness when not only are we seeing a more dark world because of our dark thinking experience, we have an urgency to do something about it right now. And everything says, take action, take action, take action. And that is the worst time to do it. I was at the train station yesterday, and there was a woman on a phone who was near me waiting for the train. And then of all the seats on the train, she also sat next to me. And she spoke both Portuguese and English on these different calls. And her story was one of anxiety and fear. I was listening to it. I couldn't help it. She was worried about her pets moving from Brazil to Portugal, and how would she get them there? And I could feel the tension, the stress in her voice, the anxiety. And I listened to her and I watched her go up and down as she was talking. And at one point, she was speaking in English so I could understand more. And she said, I'm feeling very anxious right now. And I know that what I need to do is settle down because I don't make good decisions when I'm anxious. So there's nothing we have to do right now. We've done everything we can do. And then we'll see what happens. She settled. Even in the midst of her conversations that were expressing a lot of anxiety, I even thought about, do I speak to this woman? You know, shall I say something to her? I could offer her some of the nuts I have here as a way to, and it didn't feel like that. I would have done that if it occurred to me, but I thought, just be here. Who knows? Maybe that was why I got on the train before her and she sat next to me. There were other places she could have gone and she didn't. I was like, how funny. So it's something that we have an experience of. And remembering that in the dark times, that I heard recently here, that what is this? This was a quote from Michael Neal. Here, 99.99% of the time, here is the safest place to be. In the 0.0001% of the time where there is a clear and present danger to me, being present with my awareness here is the best way to find the safe path forward. So here is always the safest place to be, not in my head. And this woman knew it. She knew it. We know that when we're clear.
And when I was looking at the idea of what is safe, or the idea or the concepts, where is it safe? I saw that every day we wake up and choose, are we in the safe place? Am I safe? And if I'm saying I'm not safe because, or I will not be safe enough till, we see that we have a story. We have a story. That money can makes us safe. That country can make us safe. That knowing somebody can make us safe. To have some status can make us safe. Or it's certain that. And then life is showing us all kinds of events that shows us that we are mortal and safe. And between knowing that we have a choice. How much we want to wake up and serve every day, every day.
What does it mean to you, Jenny, to serve with love?
It's about the intention to be. Because if I went to a conversation and my intention was to be present, so I will just be there and offer my being. And listen how it can be used right now. And if it wants to be used, and to let go, to drop all ideas and concepts of what serving is.
I really love that you said that, Jenny, because I felt the way you say love, the way you say serve, feels simple. And sometimes, well, I will speak for myself, and maybe other people can relate. I have made up that serving is something I have to work hard at. Loving is something I need to do. There's some kind of an obligation or heaviness to it. But the truth is in what you're saying, it's just being you, being present, being me, being here is of service, open, like saying to life, use me. I'm available. Live through me. I am lived through. And isn't it wonderful that that is of service? Very simply. And it looks, I don't know what it looks like. It looks like me sitting next to a woman on a train, maybe. Or maybe it looks like me stopping to smile and say hi to a small child. I don't know.
Yeah. My only way not to serve is to be somewhere here. Yeah.
I'm going to describe that in case someone's listening on the podcast. Jenny just flipped her hair over her head like she was so lost in her hair and her head. That is not of service.
All of us, we can be so distracted by, oh my God, I need to flip my hair and I need to move it. Oh, it's in the wrong direction. And oh, the train, we missed the train. Oh, the train went. Oh, I didn't go on the train. Somebody said to me, yes, but between the serving, I need to rest. And I said, okay, so are you resting right now? No, I'm not alone. I need to be alone. I need to go to the nature and to be there on my own and rest. So maybe. Or rest. So to be available to what is in front of me, to wake myself up enough to be available, with a clean head of I'm here. I'm here. That's enough. Life will call me. And it's a proactive approach because it's to sit comfortably and say, I am ready. Now, wash the dishes. Okay. Mama, toilet. Mama, toilet. Meeting. Meeting. Mama, story. Story. Hug me. Hug now. What is actually leaving me with so little conflicts of what should I do now?
You know, I used to think that my purpose was helping people. And that's why I was here. That is what God made me for. And so I developed what I will call an addiction to helping people because it was how I knew my worth. So I had to be helping, actively, actively helping, which often looked like pushing my help on people who didn't want it. And I remember when I first saw that, which was some years ago, I was horrified. I don't know what it was that let me see it, but I saw it. Since then, I have been dropping this need to help more and more and finding what you're describing, Jenny, as being available, being present, being lived, which is far more helpful than any of the help that I was trying to give for so long. And easeful. It has within it rest. There's no work in that because there's no added stress, which is what really, I think, really people are craving the rest from this in their heads. I'm sure that's what that person was. I need rest. There are people here. I have to go alone so then I can stop thinking about the people and all the things I need to be doing for them, right? We can do that now. We can stop thinking about
Another thing which I think humbled me was seeing that nobody needs help. That most of the people that I sat next to knew exactly what to do, where to go when they found their nice feeling. and backed off from themselves. Someone asked me, they said, I'm asking you to remind me that all the things I wanted are in front of my nose, and if I can please see it and stop doing that. Here's the way, here's the walk. Here's the way, here's the walk. That's it. So it became easier and faster and nicer and with more grace. So it became really easy for me to be a high performance coach, because most of the high performers became high performers because they already have a very cool profession and they know a lot, enough, and now we only need to listen, serving and serving, serving and serving, serving. Okay, go there. So for me, every person and if they are not high performers in something yet, it only means they're on the way there. That they're exactly at the time when they hearing right now the call of, ooh, that's very interesting. I want to check out that. And then they go deeper in some area of their lives. Till they become a pro. So somebody said to me, how can how is somebody becoming a high performer? And I said, oh, that's easy. They really go after the calling. They are listening and walking and listening and walking. And one teacher is bringing them to the next teacher, and the next teacher is bringing them to the next knowledge, which reminds them eventually, oh, I knew that when I was 3, 4, 5. I was really curious about it then. Oh, now I know some more techniques, books, which are great. Yeah. And it's amazing that it always involves fear. It's kind of the smell of, "Hmm, I have never done it before." heard that the word yoga also means to create a new form that hasn't been before. A transformation, a new form. And to create a new form, there is always a calling there. It feels like, oh my God, a new thing, uncertain, because it doesn't have a form yet. Of course. And kids are amazing teachers there. They're trying all kinds of shapes and things, and when you ask them, oh my God, how did you create that? And they said, I don't know. And they really don't know. But they didn't care. I want to send a really good hug to all human beings. Wish we all will wake up to quiet down when we are afraid, and to know that we are loved without doing or acting in any way. We are already loved enough.
Thank you, Jenny. That's beautiful. So if someone would like to reach out, maybe send a hug back to you in some way, where's the best place they can find you?
The easiest place is my mail, Jenny2 and dance, Jenny2dance, gmail.com, or Facebook or Instagram, Jenny Gaitelband. And I really want to thank you.
You are most welcome.
Privileged to be with you.
Thanks for being here, Jenny.
Thanks so much for joining me for today's Wildspire conversation. If you'd like to receive a weekly Wildspire email from me filled with inspiring stories, unmarketing experiments, tips for playing your way to impact and income without the hustle and hype, insights from my spiritual business journey, and more, go to theawakenedbusiness.com/wildspire. Until next time, may you know yourself as the gorgeous wild creation you are.